I do call him Black Jesus.
Exactly.
Yep.
But I will never call him that.
That's disgusting. If you eat
No.
if you eat Hershey's bar for fun, you like golf balls in your mouth.
Really weird. So I'm a really simple guy when it comes to women. What is wrong with you?
I ask myself that every day.
I don't know what the hell happened from the series before to the series with the Celtics.
It's my biggest conversation, and I hope we go viral with this one.
Princess Navarro.
You're drunk. You should not be drinking. You should not be drinking this early in the day, bro.
Buddy, I still got 30 minutes. I start drinking.
Good evening, morning, afternoon, whenever you may be watching it. In this point in time, it is night. That's one I forgot. That's on me. Good evening / night to all of you in attendance and watching our show at this very moment, or if you're watching it after we are live. And of course, you are more than welcome. We are reacting to NBA opening night 2025. And of course, oh wait, hold on. There's an intro to this show. Welcome to the Gumball Sports Machine, in which we love, we laugh, we hug, we cry, we smile, and most importantly, we are positive. And of course, this ship does not run on just the juice that I provide. It comes along with side my guy, my dog, David DLO, aka co-host DLO. David Largo, how are you feeling on this very fine NBA opening night evening?
I'm a very simple guy when it comes to women.
I see. So I see.
Nah,
See,
man.
DLO.
It's been pretty good. It's been a hell of a day for us NBA fans.
Man,
It's been a good
David,
day.
what a game. What a
Good day.
game. You know what? Let's hop right into it. We got a lot to talk about. Let's get right into it. We got some extra gym time down there in Oklahoma City. The gym stayed open a little bit later tonight. The Oklahoma City Thunder take down the Houston Rockets. The new look Houston Rockets, 125-124 in a double overtime game. This was a classic. I mean, this was the first game of the year, and I think has an opportunity to be the game of the year, D-Lo. And when you look at this game, obviously you look at the new acquisition of Kevin Durant in Houston, right? 9-16, 23 points. I have some takeaways from this game pertaining to that, gentlemen. We'll get to that here in a few minutes, though. Oklahoma City Thunder did what they did. I mean, this is not a game they should have won. They should have lost this game, and it was just due to the incompetence of the Houston Rockets down the stretch. Once again, I will get to that here in a few minutes. SGA did SGA things. He could not throw it in the ocean from behind the three-point line. 1 of 9 from behind the three-point line, but the one he did hit was a huge shot. He had 35 points, 12 of 26 from the field, 10 of 14 from the line, which is a little shocking. It's a 90% free throw shooter in SGA. So, and he missed a few down the stretch. That did mean a lot. So, but AJ Mitchell off the bench looked really good. He had a big impact on this game. Chet Holmgren, 28 points, obviously with J-Dub out of the lineup for the Oklahoma City Thunder. D'Lo, when you look at this game, when you watch this game, double overtime, back and forth the entire game, what did you take away from opening nights from the first game of the NBA season?
I got a few, actually. OKC is still C. If they had J-Dub, this would have been a very easy win for them. However, if they would have shot the ball any better, it would have been a win. They shot 25% from that three-point line. They shot 13 of 52. They put 52 of those deep balls up, and they clanked all of them. They weren't hitting nothing.
D'Lo, there was a lid on the rim. God's
There
sake.
was, it's that summer rush. They're not practicing, but yeah, those really if they shoot literally any better and like the OKC that we know from last year, because they were shooting it last year. And then if you insert J-Dub alongside that, I think that they win this game pretty comfortably. I think that the Rockets still have a lot of sort of meshing to do. And I'll speak on them in a minute because the main guy that I want to get to, and I was telling Jamal this before we got on the air, man,
Yep.
Chet Holmgren. Listen, I got a problem, right? Offensively, he was fantastic tonight mm, in spurts. First quarter, lit it up. Fourth quarter and overtime, lit it up. The rest of the game, where was he at? Where was he? He was nowhere to be found. Didn't look like he was on the court. Can't happen. I'm sorry, it can't happen. Um, SGA, same thing. He had like 11 points, and then the fourth quarter and double OT hit, and then he ended up with 35. It's not going to cut it. They really were so lackluster to start this game and really turn it up in the fourth quarter and the double OT, and that's why they won. But going back to Chet, yeah, inconsistent offensive. Like I mentioned, the spurts, he was fantastic in those spurts, but the rest of the game, he was absent. And defensively, I was unimpressed. Sangoon had 39. That can't happen.
Can't happen.
That
Can't happen.
can't
Dino.
happen. And the thing is that I don't know if it's Mark who is doing this or if Chet is just saying no, I don't want to take him. But why is Caruso guarding Prince Sangoon? Why is he doing that? Because it didn't matter who was on them. If it was Chet, he was getting bullied. If it was Caruso, he was getting bullied. If it was Hartenstein, he was getting bullied. Sengun had his way the entire game. He got whatever he wanted. And that can't that can't happen, especially with a lot of these, centers that are in the league. Jokic, the bonus, Sengun, Embiid, hopefully is healthy. And if Embiid is healthy, then there's an issue. Cat, like these offensive minded centers that can get to their spots and get going. Chet has to be better defensively. Obviously, he has the rim protecting. We all know that he has that. I need you to sit somewhere, anywhere, really. That can't happen. It can't. He was getting bullied everywhere. Sangoon said, I want you, Chet, and you're going to come here and
Come here,
I'm
boy.
going to spank you like you're my son. That's what Sangoon said. That's what it was. That's unacceptable.
Yeah.
It really is. Shouldn't happen ever. Okay, I say ever. It shouldn't happen like that. There's no reason why Alex Caruso should be guarding arguably who was the best player on the floor tonight. He was. There's no reason for it. So either Mark has to do
was really good,
something, or Chet has to say, "Hey, that's me. You're not doing it, Caruso. Get out of my way." I want to see that from Chet because he is their best perimeter interior defender by a mile, and he wasn't there. Obviously, late in double OT, in the first overtime, I'm pretty sure he fouled out, and so the rest of the game, Caruso kind of had to. But I mean, there's just no excuse. There really isn't. That's my pick with Chet.
D'Lo, this game, first of all, was amazing. I'll just put that out there right now. This game was fantastic. In terms of the Houston Rockets, we talked about them last week when we were previewing this game. And there was two things that we brought up. They do not have a ball handler, a main ball handler, and you saw that tonight. 21 turnovers, D'Lo. 21 turnovers against a team that loves to get out and run. That cost them down the stretch. They do not have a ball handler. What was the other thing, D'Lo? 3-point shooting. 3-point shooting. Now, I understand if OKC, they shot how bad they did tonight, as you mentioned. The Rockets were 11 of 39 from three. That is 28%.
Weren't any better.
28%. It's not any better. If the Thunder could hit 4 more shots, this game would not have even been close. That's 2. So no ball handler. The 3-point shooting for the Rockets is awful. Number 3. And it drives me insane because it happened to the same thing last year to my team and the year before that to my team. David, why is Kevin Durant taking 2 shots in the fourth quarter and both overtimes? Kevin Durant took 2 shots. You trade Jalen Green, Dylan Brooks, your first round pick. You give up a bunch to go get Kevin Durant. But when you need him the most, they traded him to get a closer. They traded him to get that gunslinger, as Reggie Miller mentioned multiple times on the broadcast. You traded for Kevin Durant, who, in my opinion, is the most skilled basketball player of all time. Why is he taking 2 shots when the game is on the line the most? Alperen Sengun is a very good player, and he was damn sure the best player on the floor tonight. But in those moments, in the clutch moments, I give the ball to KD. Give to the ball with the gentleman with Durant on his back. That's who needs to be taking those shots, D-Lo. And the fact that he took 2 shots. And here's the funny thing, D-Lo, he made both of them.
Mhm.
He made both of them.
One was
both
sick.
Of the shots.
And one.
One. I mean, Lou Dort had both of his arms dragging him down. KD then threw the ball up and it went in. And yet they refused to give the ball to Kevin Durant. It is infuriating. I mean, again, it was infuriating as a basketball fan. I'm not a Rockets fan, and I wish we had Kyson to come on here and talk about it because obviously he's got his things going on, but when we'll get his opinion on it. But it doesn't make any sense. Kevin Durant is the best scorer of all time, D-Lo. One of the most clutch players of all time. And the reason why you went out and got him. And he's taking 2 shots. In the fourth quarter and both of overtimes combined, he took 2 shots. That can never happen again. And the reason why I say it infuriates me is because I saw the same thing the past 2.5 years and when he was in a Phoenix Suns uniform. Kevin Durant has to be, I understand this is his first game with the team, first regular season game with the team. I understand that. At the same time, this is not your first rodeo. Kevin Durant needs to go up to Sengun and give me the ball. Or go set up in the post and give me the ball. The ball should not be touching anybody else's hands except for 7 because Amen Thompson took some dumb shots. That layup that he took down the stretch of the game, where I believe it was Lou Dort or no SGA who just had him shut down. That crazy layup was awful. What are you doing?
That weird little layup floater that he did and hit nothing. He clanked it off the backboard.
Off the backboard. And it wasn't even close. Nobody else touched the ball in that possession, D-Lo. On a team that has Alperen Sengun, who scored 39 points, and a team that has Kevin Durant, the greatest scorer of the basketball of all time, and Amen Thompson is the one taking that shot. There has to be some structure. There has to be some discipline. There has to be some sort of organization on this team in order for them to be successful. I don't think they're going to be that good, D-Lo. I think they're going to win 45-ish games. I don't think they're going to be one of these top teams because D-Lo, they do not have anybody who can handle the ball. They have a lot of defense, but if you can't put the ball in the basket when you absolutely need it to most, what does the defense matter? So, and that's going to be the Achilles heel of this team. D-Lo, they don't have somebody who can handle the ball. They turned the ball over 21 times this year or in this game, and then they shot 11 and 39 from 3. I don't understand. And because you're not going to get 39 from Alperen Sengun every game. I'll tell you that much right now.
You're also probably not going to get 4 threes from Sengun every game. He had 4 of the 11.
5, actually. 5.
Oh, did he? Must have missed
he
one.
shot 5
he
of
had
8.
5 of them.
0 for 7 was Amen Thompson from 3, D-Lo.
We talked about it before coming into the season. He has to develop a jump shot if they want to be successful. Realizing that, he also has to not turn the ball over because he's now their primary ball handler. And that's the thing is that we mentioned the shot that he took, that really awful shot, but the previous possession, he did the same thing and he had a turnover in the lane.
Yep.
That can't happen. Those are rookie mistakes. You can't do that. Especially if you're going to be this team's primary ball handler. Now, with that said, Houston needs to go out and get a ball handler. They
They
have
have to,
to.
D'Lo. This is rough.
Yeah, because if Amen Thompson is going to do that and Reed Shepard is going to do that, okay, bone to pick with Reed Shepard. Lou Dort is
Yep.
what, 6'5", 6'6"? Kevin Durant is 7 feet tall. Why are you throwing a bullet? Throw it up and let
D'Lo.
KD jump for it.
That genuinely was one of the worst passes I've ever seen. That genuinely was
Never
one of
seen
the
it.
worst passes I've ever seen.
Either you throw it up high to where only KD can get it, or throw it to his outside hand. Why are you throwing it straight to Dort? He threw it straight at him. And that's a
I don't
problem.
understand.
It's a problem. So they need a ball handler bad. This game showed it, especially because Amen went out in OT. He went out
Yep.
with an injury. They obviously haven't said yet what it is because it happened a few hours ago. But that's number one. Number two, to your point, um, yeah, they need shooting really bad. And Goon is not going to have almost 50% of their threes every game. That cannot happen.
Mm-mm.
Just can't. But to your third point, I don't mind Katie deferring one game because, as I mentioned, Sangoon was having whatever he wanted tonight. And I think Katie sort of realized that. However, with that said, I agree with you. Katie should be taking more than 2 shots. And
Yeah.
the thing that I don't understand, and maybe this is just because they're trying to figure it out, or Ime hasn't set this up yet, is why can't you involve them both? Why can't you put Katie and Sengun in the pick and roll? Why
D'Lo,
can't that happen? You have Alex Caruso guarding Sengun, and you have Lou Dort on KD. That's 2 6'5", 6'4" guys on 2 7-footers in a pick and roll.
yeah.
What was going on there? Why is that not the go-to? Now I understand you can't spread the floor around them because Steven Adams was on the floor. Down the stretch, you can't have Steven Adams on the floor.
No.
So
He's yeah.
there was just a lot of questionable things, and I think it's just a point of figuring it out.
Mhm.
Because I sort of kind of liked Jabari Smith in this game. I thought he brought a lot of
Me too.
value. Defensively, though, he's going to have to get a bit better.
Yeah.
But I like that he wasn't trying to do too much like Amen was. I feel like Amen was trying to do way too much, whereas Jabari played his role, and I like to see that. As for the rest of the guys, they just have to be better. I like Reed Shepard in preseason, but he should not be getting 28 minutes.
It's a lot, D'Lo. That's a lot.
And I understand this was double OT and Amen went out, and so we got some of those OT minutes, but that's still too much. So I think that they just have some stuff to clean up. I agree, though. I think that they will hover around 45. I think we sort of overestimated them by saying, they would be this 50-win team. I don't know if they get back to that without getting a point guard. And
No.
you see that they miss Fred VanVleet. They missed him, and they
So
will
badly.
continue to miss him for a while.
And I mean, here's the thing, D'Lo. Maybe this quick little last point on this. Like, Aaron Holiday's there sitting on your bench. Now, I understand you spent a third overall pick on Reed Shepard, but you're trying to win championships. Right now, in my opinion, Aaron Holiday is a better ball handler than Reed Shepard. That's just what it is. And I also think that Aaron Holiday is a better shooter than Reed Shepard. And he's a veteran. He's been in these moments before. He knows how to get the ball to his guys, to the star players. D'Lo, to your point, though, in terms of them running the pick and roll, listen, I learned firsthand, Kevin Durant, again, all the credit I give him in the world. He is the most skilled player in the history of basketball, in my opinion. He is the best scorer in the history of basketball, in my opinion. He is also one of the worst passers in the NBA. he is one of the worst passers in the NBA. So him and Sengun in that pick and roll, I don't know, because
Oh.
Kevin Durant is not very good at coming off screens on the ball. And so I mean, he could come off a down screen, an elevator screen, pull up mid range and shoot the midi. But handling the ball, he's not the greatest ball handler in terms of like finding somebody open and looking for other people.
And
That's the biggest thing to me,
I
D'Lo.
get, but flip it. Have Sengun be your ball
Yeah,
handler and have KD set the screen and get him in a mid-range spot. Because Sengun can
yeah.
pass damn near better than anybody.
He's one of the best passers in basketball.
He is one of the best passers in basketball.
Yeah,
So
100%.
and he has Caruso guarding him, right? So even if you force a switch and you get Lou Dort there, you then put 7-foot KD on 6'4" Caruso, and you get the bigger body of Dort off of KD. I think that's what messed him up tonight. Is that Lou Dort is just so extremely physical all the time.
Yeah.
But if you just flip that screen, I love the point. KD is not he's not passing to anybody.
No. He's a turnover
He
machine.
will have a turnover. But
Yeah.
that's where you have Sengun. I think if you flip that and you have KD set the screen and either roll or pop, it works like a beauty. I think it does.
I'd be interested to see that. I'd honestly be very interested to see that, especially because, like you said, of how good of a passer that Alperen Sengun is. We'll see. And I think if Sengun is able to get KD the ball, I think they'll have a lot more success, especially down the stretch when they're going to need KD.
That's what Jokic
all right, let's
does.
move on.
Jokic is the ball handler in a lot of those screens, and I think Sengun can do the same thing. Sorry, that was the last point. I cut you off.
No, you're good. No, because that's a great point. I mean, especially with the weapons that Jokic has right now, too. If Sengun could be just half, 3/4 of what Jokic is on that team right now, with the way that the Rockets are built, that'd be a problem. All right, let's get to the second of the two opening night NBA games that were on tonight. The Golden State Warriors do outlast the Los Angeles Lakers 119-109. And Stray, I don't know what word I was going for there, but fight off Luka Doncic's 43 points, 12 rebounds, and 9 assists. That is a Luka Doncic game. If I've ever seen that. Luka Doncic looks like Luka Doncic, which is good news because I do enjoy watching that brother play basketball. Now, Jimmy Butler was a standout for the Warriors today. 7 of 14, 16 of 16 from the free throw line today, D'Lo. 4 assists, 5 rebounds, 31 points on the night. Steph also did his thing. 6 of 14, 3 of 9 from 3, 8 of 8 from 3. So the Warriors dynamic duo was perfect from the line, a 24 of 24 from the line. And that's going to be big, especially in this season. So if they can stay consistent in that point, they're going to be good. Buddy Hield came off the bench, lit it up, 5 threes out of the 10 that he shot. But D'Lo, we talked about it, and this is kind of what we thought was going to happen when we talked about it on Friday night. This is kind of what we thought was going to happen. Obviously, the Lakers do not have LeBron, and Luka was going to get his. And I called it. I told you, D'Lo. Didn't I tell you? I said Luka was going to have 40. He's going to have 40, but they were going to lose. And that's exactly what they did today. Austin Reeves tried to step up a little bit, 26 points, 9 of 16 from the field, 9 assists. So he was also handling the ball a little bit. Oh boy, I'm gonna get to DeAndre Ayton here in a little bit because I'm trying to tell y'all. But D'Lo, what'd you see from Golden State today that could make them a real contender in the West?
Both. They were looking really great last year, and then everybody got hurt. Obviously, Jimmy in the playoffs, Steph in the playoffs. They all went down, and then they just didn't have enough firepower to propel them. And that's the key, is if Jimmy Butler and Steph Curry can stay healthy, I think that they can contend with about anybody. And you saw it tonight. I mean, Jimmy Butler does what Jimmy Butler does, and he gets to the free throw line. He's always been good at that. And 16 of 16, he knocked him down. Um, I was more impressed by the others. And in particular, obviously, you mentioned Buddy Hield, who came off the bench and lit it up and torched them. He was playing better than Austin Reeves until the end of the fourth quarter in garbage time. And the more impressive to me was Jonathan Kuminga. He looked great today.
He did
He
look really
looked
good.
he looked really great today. And specifically his three-point shooting. He shot 4 of 6 today, and that's always been his weakness. And if he can shoot, I don't even expect 4 of 6, right? If he could at least shoot 2 of 6, I would be happy. Because we know what he can do in the paint. He can find his spots a lot like Jimmy, and he can get to his spots and he can put the ball in the basket from close. If he can continue to shoot the ball at a decent clip, that's what makes them dangerous to me. I will say, um, didn't see Moses Moody at all. Don't know if he's hurt. What's going on there? You just paid him.
Yeah, that's
Don't
if
don't know where
if
he
he's
was at.
hurt, if he's hurt, that would make sense. But if he just didn't play, DLO, that's a little worrisome. I will say.
Yeah,
Dano, my boy Dano, he said would the Lakers won if LeBron had played tonight? I don't think so.
it's
I don't think
tough
so.
because you then take the ball out of Luca's hands, who had 43, almost triple double.
Exactly.
So I don't think that it really makes a difference for them. May it have been a tighter game? Sure, maybe. But would they have won? I still don't think so. Um, The others have to do better though if you're LA. Um,
Agreed.
Obviously, Luca, we came into this game knowing that Luca was going to keep them as close as he could, and I called this before we started when we made our predictions. I said if Golden State doesn't win by 10, I would be disappointed, and they barely squeaked it out. Um,
No, you said
yeah,
20. You
no,
said 20.
I said 10 first, and then I said they were going to spank them by 20.
Okay, well, I guess you did say that, but I tried
Yeah,
to catch you laughing.
you did, and it was a great try, but
Right? It's the
yeah,
thought
it
that
was
counts,
it
DLO.
was it was a great attempt. But if you're Austin Reeves, and that's one of my big gripes. When I turned the game off and we started recording, he was at 16, which means in the garbage time when they wasn't doing anything, he scored, another 10. You can't do that come garbage time. Can't do it. You are the second scorer on this team until LeBron comes back. You you just have to be more aggressive. Mm, However, I can't really fault him to an extent because he was also in foul trouble, which did play a part in that. But the others of the others, that's who I'm going to get to. Oh my lord, this team is so awful. It is god awful. Um, And Luca is saving this from being a below play-in team. I think that the
Yeah.
Lakers will probably end up being a play-in team. That's just how they look. Because Luca and LeBron cannot do everything. They can't, especially with the NBA and how it is now. Um, DeAndre Ayton, dude, you're buns. His buns.
Hey, I told y'all I'm a fire off on him here in a second,
Uh,
but
Rui, buns.
yep,
Gabe, buns.
boy.
There was nobody anywhere. I'm surprised Luca even got and Luca and Austin got to 9. They must have been passing to each other because nobody nobody else was scoring. They was passing to each other. I'm not sure how they got to 9. I'm not sure how they both got to 9. It doesn't make any sense to me. But
That was
like
good.
they just had you can't rely on Luca to score 43 every game. You can't do it. Now can he? I'm sure he could. I'm sure he could burn James Harden and average 40 over a span of 20 games. I'm sure he could, but you don't want that. So the other guys have to be a lot better. And unfortunately, I just don't think that they can. That is.
Yeah, this D'Lo, this Lakers team does not look good. But
Nope, not
that's
at all.
not a surprise. I mean, if you've been watching this show, we've been mentioning this team, this roster is not very good. Outside of Luka Doncic and LeBron James, this roster is not very good. I mean, they're
So
big
glad you
free
left
agent
off
signing.
Austin Reeves off of that list. I'm so glad you did. Okay.
Oh, D'Lo. Oh, he is ridiculously overrated. Ridiculously overrated.
Mhm, mhm.
Your big free agent signing this year, the Lakers, was DeAndre Ayton. Let me go ahead and take off on DeAndre Ayton. David Largo, you know I am familiar with said DeAndre Ayton.
Oh, very familiar.
I don't understand why. Okay. People just think that DeAndre Ayton, he's going to come in and LeBron's going to get the best out of him, or Chauncey Billups is going to get the best out of him in Portland, or Chris Paul got a little something out of him. Let me say something. One's a point, two's a trend, three's a pattern. D'Lo, what team is this that DeAndre Ayton is playing for? Okay, so there's a pattern. There's a pattern brewing. That pattern is DeAndre Ayton is playing basketball to get paid. He's not playing basketball to win. He's just not. When you look at his effort, it looks awful. His body language looks terrible. It's awful. When you look at DeAndre Ayton play basketball, he said, who has a gun to that man's head and is forcing him to play in the NBA? He looks terrible and really has been looked terrible since he left Phoenix, even before he left Phoenix. And I mean, today, 5 of 7, 0 of 2 from the line. How do you turn the ball over 4 times as a center who is not a dominant ball handler, whose name is not Nikola Jokic or Alperen Şengün? How do you turn the ball over that many times?
Let's throw Sabonis in there.
Or Sabonis. Thank you, D'Lo. Or Sabonis. That's it, because that's a great point. That's a bad dude. But
Yes, he is.
and we're gonna talk about him
You're
in
in
a few
heat.
minutes. But
Yep.
DeAndre Ayton is one of the most frustrating players to watch in the association, because he has all the talent in the world, D'Lo. And we've been saying this. I've been saying this for years and years and years, but it just
Since
never shows because
2018, number
2018,
one overall pick
number 1 overall pick.
for a
And we've been
reason.
saying this. We've been saying this, D'Lo. He has all the talent to be a top 5 center in this league. But every time, it never fails, D'Lo. It's cliche, but it's true. Hard work beats talent when talent fails to work hard, which means DeAndre Ayton just doesn't want it bad enough. I've watched it firsthand for 7 years. 7 years. And I understand he left Phoenix 3 years ago, but I'm still watching him to see if he would actually get better after leaving Phoenix. D'Lo, he hasn't gotten better. I don't know if that's breaking news. He hasn't gotten better. Not even a little bit.
And I'm not gonna lie, that rookie center that they have out in Portland might be a lot better. Like
Listen,
right now,
Derek
now,
Queen.
he might be.
Derek Queen is a bad dude. That's a bad boy. And that's who I wanted the Suns to draft, actually. Now, I'm glad that they got Malawatch, because he is going to fit perfectly on the team in which they culture. But again, we'll talk about that in a few minutes. But Derek Queen is a bad dude. And when you look at him, and when you look at DeAndre Ayton, who would you rather have? I mean,
I'm not
DeAndre
even
Ayton, I
talking
think.
about. That's not even who I'm talking about.
No?
I'm talking about that boy from China.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how to pronounce his name, but I know who you're talking about. Yeah, that's another bad dude, man.
And if you were watching preseason,
He can play. He can play.
We might be putting him as well in that Sabonis and Sengun conversation, because he plays just like him too.
He can play, D'Lo.
He can hoop. And right now, he might be better than DeAndre Ayton right now, and he hasn't played a singular bout of NBA basketball.
Zero argument. I have zero argument because it's watching DeAndre Ayton is pathetic. It's pathetic. He has no drive, no aggression. I mean, he's out there just to be the fifth man, and he got 34 minutes tonight. 34 minutes, 6 rebounds. I mean, dude, what are we doing? Like, how did Luka Doncic have more rebounds than DeAndre Ayton? It's infuriating.
We
Luka
want to talk about
Doncic,
that. How did Austin Reeves almost out rebound him?
like, what are we doing?
No.
And
Oh, no.
the Lakers are screwed, D'Lo. The Lakers are genuinely screwed. This roster sucks. I like JJ Redick as a coach, but he's working with garbage outside of Luka Doncic and LeBron James. Jared Vanderbilt, Jake LaRavia, and Jackson Hayes. I guess Marcus Smart as well. They're not going to do it come off the bench. I think I might have a better jump shot. I think my 2-year-old niece might have a better jump shot than Jared Vanderbilt. And he can't shoot. Like, he can't shoot the ball. Jake LaRavia was supposed to be this second coming of, you know, the nice white boy hoopers. He doesn't look very good. Jackson Hayes, well, we know what Jackson Hayes is. He's awful. And then Marcus Smart is just an old crash out. Like, this is what you're working with.
They have a lot of players that can't throw it in the ocean from the beach. They couldn't do it.
It's infuriating. And D'Lo, LeBron James, when he's won at the highest level, what has been surrounded around him?
Shooters.
How many shooters does this team have, D'Lo?
Who?
Is that going to cut it?
On a good day. 2 on a good day. Because Austin Reeves, still not a believer in that guy.
No, I'm with you. Like, I mean, and this
come playoff time, you know that man's gonna stink it up.
Shut down. Like,
and listen, I just want to say it. Here, when they were going up against the Timberwolves, I was the only one that picked the Timberwolves. Everyone else picked the Lakers, and I still want to point that out.
You were, you know. Listen. You can get your flowers when
I'm taking all of the flowers. I'm taking all of the flowers.
I'm taking them back. I don't want you. Don't want.
I've seen this. I've seen this since last year. They were a fraudulent 3rd seed. Don't know how they got there.
Luka is how they got there. Because Luka's a bad boy.
Oh, he is. Still don't know how they got there.
Yeah, that I can't argue. I can't argue.
I would be shocked if they were higher than 8 this year. I would be genuinely shocked. Then that it says something because you have Luka Magic, I think, and I know Jamal thinks, top 4 player. Okay,
agreed.
4. And, you know, we have one guy on the show who's a Laker hater because, you know, that doesn't think so.
Yeah.
But he's a top 4 player.
I will say I hate the Lakers, but Luka's fun to watch. I
hate the Lakers. Really love Luka Magic.
Yeah, Luka Magic. That's a fun player.
It just isn't going to get it done. If I was Luka, I would be so upset that I went from what I had in Dallas to here.
To here,
be so upset. True. Nico Harrison. If I'm Luka, I'm banishing Nico to whatever is deeper than hell. Whatever is deeper than that. Because not only did he get traded from the fan base that he loved, but now he has to play with this garbage around him. I would be cursing him to whatever is deeper than that. That's what it is. God. It's just what it is.
No, this is pathetic, D'Lo. I mean, this is rough.
And guess what? They're not going to be good for a long time because they have no picks.
No picks.
They've got none of them.
No picks. It's going to be Luka and
the only thing that happens is when LeBron retires, you have some cap space, and you listen. Just fill it out with role players. Don't go get another superstar. Luka could do it.
It's going to be rough.
We've seen it.
Oh man, yeah. Listen, I love to see it. I'm all here for the Lakers' downfall. I'll put that out there.
Well, so am I.
I am
love
all
this.
Here for them. This is fantastic.
And let's make a prediction right now. LeBron requests a trade this season. What are you thinking?
I won't go that far.
What are you thinking?
I won't go that far.
What are you thinking? No,
Mm-mm. Nope.
I don't know. I
I,
think
he,
it's a
he's
possibility.
he's too old, D'Lo. He's too old. He's not gonna pick up
Oh,
and move.
very old, but he might get out of
He's
there. He
I
wants
don't
to
think so.
win. Lay
He
into place.
I don't think he wants to win that bad. Honestly, I'll keep it 100. I don't think he wants to win that bad. He wants to
He
win.
was going
Don't
to
get
go
me
to
wrong. He wants
Dallas.
to win. No. Mm-mm.
He
I mean,
out.
and
Sign with Dallas.
I think even
The paper.
the thing, the more think about it, D'Lo, is who's going to give up assets for a rental LeBron James?
Nobody. Nobody's going to do it. Hey, you know
Like,
what? Utah, sell some tickets. Go out and get your boy LeBron.
yeah, if Utah goes and gets if Utah gets LeBron, oh, my
Hey,
life would be complete.
Washington, you ain't got no more seat seller because JP's out of there. You better go and get.
The dynamic duo of LeBron James and CJ McCollum.
Yep.
Jesus, man. Yeah.
That's
Okay,
funny.
D'Lo. Let's get to our teams. Let's get to our teams that are starting their seasons tomorrow. As my Phoenix Suns are at home, the newly named Mortgage Matchup Center, taking on the Sacramento Kings in their first game of the season. Jalen Green is out with the hamstring injury. So we were going to have to wait a little bit to see Jalen Green's debut with the Phoenix Suns. So Domantas Sabonis is also out alongside with Keegan Murray, who's also out for a while. But D'Lo, what are your expectations for the Suns this season? I mean, if there was around a win total, or what would let me ask you this, D'Lo. I'm going to ask you this: what would a successful season look like for the Phoenix Suns?
That's a deep question. A, a very deep question. I think that a victory for the Suns this year is figuring out what Jalen Green is going to be. Is he going to be the trade piece? Do you move him by the deadline? Is he going to fit with D Book? And, you know, hopefully they make a push for a play in, because that's where I see them. I see them as a play in and don't even see them sneaking in 8 or 7 from the play in. There are just so many good teams out west that I can't put them there. So that's number one. Number two is figuring out what are you going to get out of your young players. Obviously, Ryan Dunn, we harp about him. Love that guy.
Great guy.
Absolutely love that. Absolutely love that guy. Can he take a step? Picks this year. Can they show some promise? But in terms of winning, I don't see a lot of it going around unless Booker is going to be averaging 32 a game, which he can. He could definitely do it. But I think there's just too many pieces that are trying to fit first before they think about winning. So if they hover around 8, I would be happy if I'm a Suns fan.
Yeah, I'm with you. I would love the 8 seed. I would be jumping for joy running around the streets of Phoenix, Arizona if they were to make the 8 seed. Now, in terms of what a successful Suns season looks like to me, is they need to build an identity and a culture for the future. Now, you go ahead and hire Jordan Knott. Now, Jordan Knott is not going to be one of these one and done coaches unless he wins like 2 games. But he's going to be this coach that you want to build with. Now, he was not a very popular hire when he first was hired because he was a Michigan State guy, D'Lo, and we all know the story behind the Michigan State of Brian Gregory also going to Michigan State, Jordan Knott going to Michigan State, all being hired by the owner who also went to Michigan State. But a successful Sun season, me, D'Lo, I mean, I would love to play in terms of wins. I think this team is gonna. I mean, I think I'm thinking 37, 38 wins. I think they win more games than they did last year, but I'm thinking not by much. There's a few things that I would count as a successful season for this team. Is competitiveness. So they're competitive in every game. They're fun to watch. I mentioned earlier the identity, them building an identity and a culture for the future and a plan for the future. And the growth, like you said, the growth of the young guys, the growth of Ryan Dunn and Kaman Malawach and Rasheer Fleming, and somebody who I think is going to be very, very good. It just might take him a little while. And Kobe Brea, I love his game. Can you grow those guys? Can you develop those guys? And can you determine whether or not they're going to be the future of this basketball team? That is what a successful season looks like to me. Now, if that comes with the play-in spot, whether that's anywhere in the play-in, I think that in itself is a successful season, DLO. And can I just, incoming hot take? I forgot to say it on Friday when we were saying our awards, DLO, and I fully believe this. You kind of mentioned it. Devin Booker is going to win the scoring title this year.
I think he certainly could. There's no one to stop him.
Nobody.
Nobody.
That is my prediction. That is my prediction for now. It's my hot take prediction for the 2025-2026 NBA season. But Devin Booker, as long as he is healthy, will win the scoring title this year. Because of the past 2 years that he's had to deal with playing behind Kevin Durant, as he never should have been, but playing behind Kevin Durant and having to pass the ball up. Because DLO, this is his team. There is nobody stopping Devin Booker from shooting anything he wants to. This is his team. This is his opportunity. He is in the prime of his career. This is his opportunity to say, I am the best two guard in basketball, whether you like it or not, and I'm going to go average 35. Now, that might be what it has to take in order to win the scoring title, but whatever it is, I think Devin Booker will average 30 plus and will win the scoring title this season.
My only worry is that they don't have a ball handling guard is not Devin Booker. That's my only worry. So he's going to have to be the playmaker for everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
And that is what worries me about him going out and getting a scoring title. I still think he could do it. I still think he could do it. But if you put the ball in Jalen Green's hands as a primary ball handler, he's going to have turnovers. It was like that in Houston. That's why they went out and they got Fred VanVleet, because you can't have Jalen Green be your primary ball handler. You can have Devin Booker do it, and we've seen him do it for years.
Yep. And doing it an elite level too.
And he has. But that has sort of temperamented his scoring. And that's why he was so good when Chris Paul was there, because he could focus on being a scorer and playing off the ball, but he can't do that anymore. And we thought Tyus Jones last year was going to fix that problem, and obviously he didn't, because Tyus Jones was really buns last year. So that's my only worry with him going out and
see. And to that point, DLO, so the plan coming into the season was for Jalen Green to play the point guard, to be the dominant ball handler, so he can get guys like Devin Booker the ball. Now, obviously, that plan has to change up a little bit, because, of course, when Jalen Green comes to the Suns, he played 82 games last year, but now that he's a Sun, now he's hurt. So that's just how the things go here in Phoenix. But that's going to have to change a little bit. Now, is Colin Gillespie going to be that guy? I would love for him to be that guy. I just don't know how much playing time he's going to get. I don't know if he's going to be in the starting lineup. I like his game a lot. He plays hard. He's a pretty decent defender for his size. But for his size, not a very big guy, DLO. So it's going to be hard to play him, especially down the stretch of some of these close games. But yeah, that's what I would say. If the Suns can, if the Suns can have a competitive season, build an identity, build a culture, and have a plan for the future, so that they can use Devin Booker's prime to possibly find some way, somehow, to compete, some way, somehow, that is what a successful season would look like to me for the Phoenix Suns this year. DLO, let's get to your basketball team. The Miami Heat will also be making their season debut tomorrow against the Orlando Magic. And, of course, our number one Heat fan on this show, David Largo, is here to tell us his expectations for the Miami Heat this season. Obviously, disappointing last year. Not too much success. Tyler Hero will be out tomorrow, and it looks like he'll be out for the foreseeable future. But D'Lo, when you look at this team, what are your expectations for the team, especially now that the East is as wide open as it is?
Point out, Tyler is not the only one that's going to be out. Khalil Ware is, from my knowledge, out tomorrow, along with our rookie. And I'm not going to try and pronounce his name because that shit is long and it's really weird. Okay.
So the Kasparis Jacukonius.
Yeah, I wasn't
Gonna
going
go
to
with
try
that.
and say his last name. Yes.
He
Let's
is
call
out.
him Casper. Let's call him Casper because
Casper.
he is white as a
Casper.
ghost.
So Casper is out,
Yes.
and Khalil Ware is a game time decision.
I don't expect him to play. It's an ankle injury. Anybody wants to know. So I just feel like they hold him out. I don't expect them to beat Orlando tomorrow. I don't, because we've been talking about it with this new look Orlando team. Paulo and Franz and Desmond Bain, who they got, and Jalen Suggs is back. They just have a lot of pieces over there, and it's in Orlando. So without Tyler, who is our leading scorer, and I also want to point out that the Miami Heat did not win a game of preseason.
Oof.
They didn't win one. And I know that it sucks to hear.
Yeah, that's
Not a single preseason game.
rough.
So, with that said, what I'm looking for tomorrow is for guys to start figuring out their role. Norman Powell and Bam Adebayo will lead this team to start the year. But that's going to change when Tyler gets back because Tyler is the primary ball handler. Just how it is. I like Norm off the ball, though. Davion, can he pick back up with where he left off last season? Because he ended the season very, very high.
Yeah, played very well against Cleveland in that series.
Yes, very well. And in the play-in, shout out to ATL's father, Davion Mitchell. My biggest
We'll be right
thing. No, we will not. My biggest thing for this year is Khalil Ware. And you guys saw that I picked him for my most improved player in our NBA awards. And he showed everything in the preseason. He was fantastic in the preseason. I'm hoping that it carries over to the regular season. And far beyond, because of everyone that's on the Miami Heat, he has the most potential to be the best. Offensively, defensively, he was taking step back threes at like 7-3. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, that's a little scary.
Yeah. So if he can be consistent and we can play Bam at the 4, I would love life. So that's my biggest thing. As far as where they stand, then maybe.
You know what? That brings you to my next point. What's the ceiling? Real quickly, what's the ceiling for this team this year?
The very highest first round exits. I'm assuming that they end up somewhere around 6, 7, 8. I don't think that they crack the top 5. And so they're going to have to play one of those top teams: Cleveland, Orlando, New York. I don't think that we beat any of those teams in a playoff series. So I think that first round exit is probably our ceiling. If we make it as high as a 5th seed, maybe we can make it a second round, but I doubt it. I doubt we get that high. unless Giannis gets injured and the Bucks free fall. That's the only way that I see us getting that high. Even then, probably not. So I think
Yeah.
first round exit is the highest. The lowest is not making the playoffs. And I've seen a lot of people say that Miami will be a bottom 3 seed in the East this year. And I just want to talk to those people. Like, what are you seeing? And what are we doing?
Did the Wizards go anywhere?
No,
No. Did the Nets go anywhere?
no,
No. Okay. Yeah, I don't like that one very
don't
much.
don't like that at all.
No.
Don't know where it's coming from.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see this team, D'Lo. But to your point, D'Lo, I think Khalil, where his year 1 to 2 jump has to happen, and it has to happen quickly because this team is looking to compete, and I don't know the realistic chances of this team competing for a championship, let alone to come out of the East, because of now the East is wide open, but it's wide open to a select few teams. It's wide open to the Magic. It's wide open to the
Mhm.
Knicks. It's
Mhm.
wide open to. I would put the Bucks in there because of Giannis, and it's wide open to the Cavaliers, and that's about where the list ends to me. Now, maybe you could slide
Well,
Philly in there,
that's not
huh?
even the team that I was thinking of. I was thinking Detroit.
I don't know if I
It
like
was
them to come out of the East.
I was impressed with what Cade did last year. So
Yeah. Oh yeah. But I don't know if I like them coming out of the East.
and they took the Knicks as far as they did last year.
They did. They did. I think the Knicks went out and got better though. You bring in Jordan
They
Clarkson to
did.
come off the bench. You still have everybody. You still have Deuce McBride. You still have Cat. You still have Mikal Bridges. Obviously, you still have Brunson. You still have OG. You still and you go out and you hire Mike Brown. Now, again, I think we talked about it when it happened. I think it was more of a lateral movement
Lateral.
from
Definitely lateral.
Tom Thibodeau to Mike Brown. Maybe it's just you just need a different voice in the locker room. But yeah, this East is wide open, D'Lo. This East is wide open. All right, let's talk some football now, D'Lo. You did go 5-0 in your picks this week. You know you can
Mhm.
yeah whatever.
Glaze me.
Yeah
All
you
right.
okay. Hmm? Sorry.
Oh,
Excuse. Oh, okay. Well,
yeah, that
we'll
was
be
kind
right
of
back.
crazy. That was kind
That
of
that
crazy.
was little odd, but
That
it's okay. We're gonna skip past it like it never even happened.
never
But
happened.
what game stood out to you, D'Lo, this week? I have one. Obviously, I'll mention my Cardinals. They don't. They're just a crap show right now. But the bye could not have come at a perfect time for this team. That team being the Cardinals. But what games stood out to you this week, D'Lo?
Yeah, and I just want to go back and touch on the Cardinals real quick because Jacoby Brissett, again, we thought he was going to have one of those games, and he didn't have one of those games.
Yeah, D'Lo. But the thing is, like, there are just some throws, like that 2nd and 9 in the 4th quarter to Marv. You got to make that throw.
He
Got to make
does.
that
And
throw.
there were certain plays where you saw the backup in him, but
Yep,
overall, if you're looking at the game in its entirety, he played a good game. He
I
did.
agree.
I don't think that you could be any more upset, especially because he outplayed the guy that we think is a lot better.
Yeah.
He outplayed Jordan Love on Sunday, in my opinion. Obviously, they won the game, but
That the only thing about that is just Jordan Love made plays when he needed to.
he did.
I mean, the throw to Tucker Craft on that 4th and 2, the one of the throws to Romeo Dobbs on another one. He made the throws when he needed to, and like you mentioned, D'Lo, that was one of the games in which it was moments. It was moments in the game that won you the game. The Cardinals should have won this game. This is the 5th game in a row I'm saying that. Aside from the Seattle game, take the Seattle game out of it. This is the 5th game in a row in which I'm saying the Cardinals should have won this game because they should have beat what seems to be one of the best teams in football last week against the Colts. They should have won that
Mhm.
game. And then you go into this game and you're up in the 4th quarter once again, and then you once again blow the lead in the 4th quarter. It's infuriating to see. Kyler Murray, I can't imagine, is not back for Monday Night Football. Not this week, but the following week after the bye week in Dallas in Jerry's World. So we're gonna see if this offense looks any different from when he went out to now after Jacoby Brissett has played in this offense for 2 weeks. But if it's not, D-Lo, there are going to be some uncomfortable conversations had in that Cardinals front office about Kyler Murray.
Yep.
So
Very uncomfortable.
So yeah.
Anyways, back to your question on the games that stood out to me. Mine isn't necessarily a game, but it's a division. And I hate to say it because we obviously just talked about your Cardinals and how, they still lost, but they played a good game. But I want to shout out the NFC West in its entirety this weekend. The Rams absolutely dog walked the Jags. Absolutely mollywopped them. Matt Stafford threw for under 200 yards and still had 5 touchdowns. Absolutely mollywopped them. With no Puka. With no Puka, by the way. So let's just say that because, hey, we were talking about the Jags, and I told you I wasn't a believer in them. I'm still not a believer in them. I understand the record was good.
And that's the thing to me, D'Lo. Their defense was playing at a high level, and Matthew Stafford and company went in there and dragged them all over London.
It's absolutely terrible. The other teams, obviously, the Niners won, and I want to give a big FU because you picked the Falcons because you're a hater. And all I gotta say is go C-Mac go. That's all I gotta say. Outplayed the hell out of Bijan. Outplayed the hell out of him.
If Michael Penix
say that Bijan is better than C-Mac, don't ever say it again.
If Michael Penix is halfway competent, the Falcons go win this game.
Okay, I don't care. I just want you to say right now on the show, C-Mac is better than Bijan. Just go ahead and say it for me.
C-Mac played better than Bijan in this game.
Hate you. But no, I mean, he did everything. He was amazing. 24 carries, 129 yards, and 2 touchdowns. And then he had 7 receptions for 72 yards.
That led the team, D-Lo.
It did. It 100% did. And I just want to point out that CMC is in the top 10 for receiving yards among all players. Don't know how that happened. So I just want to point that out. Hope he can stay healthy because he's getting worked into the ground. And then
that's the scary part.
And then the Seahawks. They had 4 turnovers in this game and still found a way to win the game. And I don't know if that says more about them or it says more about the Texans just being really, really bad. I don't know what happened to CJ Stroud.
This might be the worst offense in the NFL.
I honestly don't know what happened to CJ Stroud. It's bad, dude. It's so bad. And a lot of it I blame on that offensive line. It might be the worst offensive line in the NFL. I don't know what's going on over there in Houston. Not to say that it's all their fault because CJ Stroud threw a very ugly interception. But
I don't understand what's going on with him.
Don't understand. He had that amazing rookie year and he's just been on a decline ever since. Nico Collins, what happened, dude? We were calling you a top 5 receiver before you went out with the hamstring last year, and you've fallen from grace. I don't know what happened. And the run game, where is it? It was CJ Stroud led the team in rushing. Led the team with 2 carries for 25 yards. Can't happen. The offense is terrible. Going to it though, JSN is he's making.
This guy's amazing.
I remember last week I said, or maybe it wasn't last week, maybe it was a few weeks ago, that JSN is trying to crack that top 10. He might be in the top 5. That is a bad dude. He
It's really hard to argue.
and he's leading the league in yards. He's leading the league in receptions more than 20 yards. He's insane. He
Yeah.
he has 200 more yards than the next guy. And he's doing it with
It's
Sam Darnold, who just got there and has played what now 7 games for him.
he's
He's
unbelievable.
he's unbelievable. He is slowly becoming one of my favorite players in the NFL. So I know I just took a lot of time to shout out the NFC West, and again, shout out to the Cardinals because I thought they played a hell of a game against a team that I thought that they were going to mollywop, going to get mollywopped by Green Bay. I
But
thought it was going to be a
yeah.
scoreless game. So I just wanted to shout out the entire division because the entire division played just so well.
Yeah, the NFC West. I mean, I saw a meme today. You know, the meme where it's like the 3 dragons and 2 of them got like locked in, and then the other one is like looks dumb. That's kind of what like the NFC West is right now because the Cardinals just can't seem to play well in the fourth quarter at all. The Trey McBride looked really good. He looked really good in this game. So the NFC West, it sucks. It just hurts talking about this damn team, DLO. They go into the bye 2-5. I was expecting this team to make a. I mean, and DLO, the craziest thing is our point differential is -1 all season. -1. We've been outscored by 1 point out of all the teams we played. The last team we beat was the now 4-3 Carolina Panthers.
And that speaks volumes. The Carolina Panthers have a better record than the Arizona Cardinals. Coming into this year, I included. I stand by this. I thought that the Cardinals would be competing for a wild card spot this year with all of the roster moves they made. On paper, they are so good, but for whatever reason, it's just not translating to the field.
And here's the more frustrating part, DLO. 1 through 3 quarters, the quarters 1 through 3, they look like a top 5 team in the NFL. In the fourth quarter, they look like a JV middle school team. That's how bad it is. For whatever reason, they suck in the fourth quarter, David Largo. I don't understand why. Both sides of the ball just look awful. Back-to-back weeks. That's back-to-back weeks in which we've been outscored 14-3 in the fourth quarter. That's not what playoff teams do. Now, is this season over? No, there's still 10 games left. Do I think this season is over? Yes. Yes. Now, could it be a reverse of what's happened the last few years and Kyler sucks to begin the season, but then the last 10 games he takes off? Could be the case. And I would be pleasantly surprised. But I would be shocked if that was the case, DLO.
He should be back next week. He should be back next week.
We'll see. He usually plays well in Arlington, in Texas specifically, but we'll see. We'll see. But DLO, it's about that time. It's about that time, our weekly segment. And our last segment of the show, we give you Gumball and DLO's Pole of Power. All righty. Gumball and DLO's Pole of Power. The Pole of Power, or our Power Poll, in which we give you the 5 best teams in the NFL right now following week 7 of the NFL season. Already, again, I've said this last week, and crazy to say that we are already week 7 of the NFL season. But we give you our 5 best teams. We give you an honorable mention and 5, 4, 3, 2, and of course, finish with 1. David Largo, do you have an honorable mention for this week?
Yeah. um, I really don't know who to go with because I actually have 7 teams that I want to shout out here. Mm, So I'm gonna do a double one, and just make it quick. Mm, My double is going to be the Seattle Seahawks, and I hate to say it because I know you're gonna go absolutely bonkers when I say it. The Kansas City Chiefs. Mm, Hate them. I hate them. I hate even putting them on an honorable mention. Hate it.
They're not you.
Absolutely
They're
hate
not in
it.
your 5.
No, not in my 5. Call me crazy,
You're
but
crazy. There you go.
it's
There you
it's
go.
the Raiders. It's the Raiders and
Yeah,
Gino.
31-0.
I understand. I understand.
The
Gino
Chiefs had
threw.
the Chiefs had as many first downs as the Raiders did plays the entire game.
I understand. Gino threw for 67 yards and Ashton Jenny had 21 yards. Okay. It's the Raiders. I'm not gonna overreact yet. I'm more impressed with Seattle so far. I'm kind of still underwhelmed with the Chiefs. The last 2 weeks have been really good. If they keep up like this, they're gonna be in next week.
Okay.
If they
All
if
right.
they beat if they beat the Commanders next week in convincing fashion, I will put them in the top 5, and you can have my word. Okay.
All right. I'm gonna hold you to
For
that
right
because
for
they will
right
do that.
now, they're gonna stick on one of my 2 honorable mentions.
My honorable mention for this week are the Philadelphia Eagles. This team has now you saw some of the strides they made offensively, but it still did not look amazing. They still struggled at times. Obviously, the defense and had a big pick six on Carson Wentz. The defense played really, really well, and Carson Wentz also played really, really bad. Um, but Eagles did go out and win. Um, almost sold it there at the end of the game, but they did pull away with the win. The offense looked better, still didn't look great, but the defense looked a lot better too, turning the ball over multiple times. So Philadelphia Eagles are my honorable mention. Okay, let's get to the list. Let's get to the real list. Number 5, D'Lo. Who's your number 5?
Not the Eagles. Um, I still think they suck, dude. What happened to Saquon? Madden curse. Anyway, my number 5 is the red hot Chicago Bears. Mm,
Wow.
Yes. Now listen, DeAndre Swift has been on a tear.
Yes.
Spencer Rattler, who has been pretty okay this year. The defense got him to throw 3 interceptions on Sunday.
Yeah.
Mm, I like it. I really do. And I understand that, like I said, it's going to be some controversy because I have them in here over the Chiefs right now, but they've got 4 in a row. And I can't just ignore that. They started off really, really bad, and they've really picked it up, and I've liked what I've seen. Caleb Williams did not have to throw a whole lot in this game because DeAndre Swift was just really good. And so
Okay.
they are at my number 5.
Wow. All right. That I was not expecting that, D'Lo. Was not expecting that.
No.
I am going to go with another team in the NFC North at my number 5. I'm going with the team that beat my Arizona Cardinals this week. I'm going with the Green Bay Packers. They didn't look great against my team. Now, again, the Cardinals have a very good defense, I do believe. Jacoby Brissett did play some pretty decent football, but the Green Bay Packers made plays when they absolutely needed to. That defense stepped up. Micah Parsons became Micah Parsons. He had 3 sacks on that in the game. So the defense is starting to look good. Micah Parsons just had a coming out party. Jordan Love is Jordan Love. I still believe he's a top 5 quarterback in this league. And again, the Josh Jacobs look really good. They're running the ball efficiently. Emmanuel Wilson, the backup, I do like his game a lot. And the receivers are starting to come around. I mean, Romeo Dobbs, Tucker Kraft has slowly become a top 6 or 7 tight end in football. So they're starting to round into form. They're starting to round into form, and they showed you on Sunday when they beat the Cardinals. Number 4, DLO, who you got?
Dude, and I really hate to put them in back-to-back weeks, and I know Kevin is so happy that they're now a spot higher on my list. The New England Patriots. Mm,
Yeah.
What's going on with Drake May? He's turned into the QB of all QBs, and I really hate to say it because it really, really pains my heart to call Drake May the, you know, cream of the crop over the past couple of weeks, but he really has been. He's so efficient. He's not turning the ball over. He's getting it out when he needs to, and his connection with Stephon Diggs is already there. Mm, And the defense of the Patriots is going to be the defense of the Patriots, and Ramondre Stevenson had a decent game. Now, again, it's against the Titans, so hopefully he can keep it going. But he had 5 yards of carry, and he got in the end zone. So if they can keep up that sort of production, I think that they're going to keep winning games, and it could get really scary, and they could be a 10-win team, and Kevin's going to.
Be
I
banned from the
hate it.
show. He's going to be
Absolutely
banned.
hate it. Hate it so much. Sorry.
Yeah, they're playing some good football. They're playing some really good football. I do have a different AFC team in number 4. I have the Denver Broncos at number 4. Now, obviously, they played a very, very scary, risky game against the Giants. But for them to score 33 points in one quarter and for them to come back and win that game was impressive in itself. Again, against a team who just went out and beat the reigning defending Super Bowl champions the week prior. This team looks scary. Now, they've had some rough losses. They lost to the Colts early in the season, who the Colts are turning out to be a really good football team. And they lost to the Chargers, who the Chargers, I don't know what they got going on. They are the definition of inconsistency, but the Denver Broncos, I like what they have going on. Now, again, their defense didn't show it very much this past week, but they do have a very, very, very good defense. Bo Nix is hopefully starting to round into his year 2 form. And Sean Payton is doing his thing over there. They're 5-2. They're winning games. They're finding ways to win games. That's why I have it number 4, D'Lo. Number 3, who you got?
Saying my Bears is a wow, and then putting the Denver Broncos is crazy because I'm not a believer in Bo Nix. Anyways.
Okay. To be fair,
moving
I'm
on.
not the biggest believer in Bo Nix. I like the defense is where I really like. I really like that defense.
Yeah, but Bo Nix threw that game until the fourth quarter. Absolutely threw the game.
No argument here.
Jackson Dart was lighting him up. Anyway,
He was.
we'll move on. My number 3, and they've fallen from last week, is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They ended up losing on Monday in convincing fashion, really. They were to sink the entire game. And this probably was coming, right? Because Baker was playing at this all worldly level for weeks on end, and it finally caught up to him. I will say that interception that you guys see in the stat sheet was not his fault because that thing just got ripped out of K-Dot's
Dude.
hands.
That was rough.
Just got ripped out of his hands, and yet it's an interception for Baker. Don't know how that happened. But this game really shows that Baker is still human and he still needs his weapons. So he needs Mike Evans and Chris Godwin to come back. Emeka played this week, and I didn't think that he was going to play this week. So good for him for fighting through what I would assume was a hamstring.
Yep.
Jahmyr Gibbs had his coming out game, and when he has his coming out game, there's really nothing that you can do to stop it. 17 for 136 on the ground with 2 TDs and then 3 receptions for 82 yards. That's over 200 yards on the day. You're not going to stop that ever. So it was the question mark that we had about Tampa is the defense, and I think that they really showed why it's still a question mark. And Jared Goff is still a game manager. Good for him. But in terms of the
Yeah.
Bucks, yeah,
Yeah, I agree. Now it's going to be tough for them to recover because Mike Evans might have just injured himself, and I don't think he's going to come back this season. If he does, after breaking his collarbone, so he's going to be out for a while. So that is your number 3 team, I believe, right? It's for Tampa Bay.
yes, number 3.
My number 3 team is the team that beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I have the Detroit Lions at number 3. Like you mentioned, that run game absolutely showed its head on Monday night. Jahmyr Gibbs taking over that football game, 2 touchdowns, over 200 yards from scrimmage. And that just shows you why he's one of the best backs in football. Jared Goff doing his game manager thing. He threw a pick that, again, just it's tough. Jared Goff cannot turn the ball over. When the offense is something like that, when the run game is something like that, cannot turn the ball over. But I mean, other than that, they look pretty good. They stopped the high-powered offense that has been the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and yeah, they looked really good on both sides of the ball. I don't really have much else to say about the Lions, again, except that they're well coached, they're disciplined, and they know how to win football games. They're used to winning football games now. That's why I have them at number 3. And DLO at number 2, you have
Your team at number 3, I have the Lions. Again, Jared Goff needs to not turn the ball over. He's a game manager. It's just what it is. But
yeah.
if he can be a proficient game manager and keep the ball from the other team, this team can reach what I predicted, and they could be in the Super Bowl. Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery are still not clicking because David Montgomery looked really bad on Monday. 13 carries for 21 yards. Don't know what's
Rough.
going on with the duo. But Jahmyr Gibbs kind of picked up for that. Like we mentioned, 200 yards from scrimmage. It's going to get it done. Amon-Ra is still the top 5 receiver that he is. He is just so consistent year in and year out. And JMO didn't even have his breakout play. He didn't have a play. So it just shows you that this team is just so well versed. And defensively, I like what they did against this high-powered Tampa Bay offense.
Yeah, before I get to my number 2, first of all, shout out John Holiday. Love my dog.
Not the holiday. I get
My
him on
dog.
the pod to
Got one
talk
big
about
dog.
his Lakers.
We do have to get John Holiday on the pod because
The Lakers.
them boys in La La Land, Holiday, they look a little rough, but especially without Braun, looking a little rough.
A little rough is really bad. They're terrible. Hate to say it to you, Holiday. They're terrible. Anyway,
my number 2 team is the team that you should have in here. Is the Kansas City Chiefs. The Kansas City Chiefs look like the Kansas City Chiefs of old. They have now scored 28 or more points in their last 4 games. Their last 4 games now. I do, and you know what? Before I go on about that, my homeboy, John Holiday said, "Yeah, they're definitely in La La Land." So they definitely are living in La La Land at this very moment. So yeah, man. But I do want to mention this offense looks high powered, DLO. This offense looked fantastic. Again, 28 points in the last 4 games, at least 28 points in the last 4 games. Patrick Mahomes has 7 touchdowns in his last 2 games. The defense is starting to really, really show its head. Again, 0 points scoreless against, I understand it's the Raiders, but that's still Geno Smith and Pete Carroll over there. And they do have talent. And again, the Kansas City Chiefs had as many first downs as the Raiders ran plays on Sunday. They had 30 first downs compared to the 30 plays total that the Raiders ran. So I don't know what is going on with the Raiders, but I do know that the Chiefs look back dominant once again, and they look like the second best team in the NFL to me at this very moment. Now, DLO, the moment we've all been waiting for. Who is the number 1 team in the NFL after week 7?
And based off of the fact that you haven't said them yet means that they're also number one on your list. Mm,
Yes,
It's
sir.
the Indianapolis Colts. They came out in Los Angeles and dog walked the Chargers. Absolutely
Jonathan Taylor
mollywhopped
is
them.
the best back.
What did I
Jonathan Taylor is
say?
ridiculous, D'Lo. And
You wanted you
you know what?
wanted to
And
say
you beat
Bijan.
me to it.
And what did I say?
You beat me to it. Yeah,
I've been
you
saying it.
got it. You got it. Because Jonathan Taylor is a problem, and he's a
Absolute
massive
problem.
problem.
16 carries for 94 yards at 6 yards a carry and had 3 touchdowns. Daniel Jones did not turn the ball over either. No interceptions thrown. I mean, I don't know what else to
It's a
say.
problem.
It's a problem, and the defense was really good. They caused Justin Herbert to throw 2 interceptions. Two of them. Listen, it might be time to have some really uncomfortable talks about the Colts and how high their ceiling is, because they look like not just the best team in the
D'Lo,
AFC, they look like the best team in the NFL. It's
and
it's getting scary.
hence the reason
Don't know
why,
what it
D'Lo, we
is.
both have them. Right now, they're the best team in the NFL, and I genuinely don't think it's very close either. I really don't. I mean, with the way that they're playing on both sides of the ball, I have to give all the credit in the world to not only Daniel Jones, who is playing a very, very, very good quarterback right now, a game manager quarterback. Now, that's not disrespect to Daniel Jones because he's playing some very good football. But when you have Jonathan Taylor running the ball and that offensive line, you're going to just game. You don't need to throw for 350 and 4 touchdowns every game. If you can just throw for 175, 215, a touchdown, and give the ball to 28 times, you can win ball games without turning the ball over. You can win ball games. This team looks really good, D'Lo, and defensively, I mean, they look really, really good. They have a bunch of guys on that defense. They have Quiddy Pay. They have Cam Bynum, who they went out and got in the offseason. They had Charvarius Ward before the insane accident that they had pregame before the Cardinals
Mhm.
game, who's now on IR. But they have some dudes on this team,
You
D'Lo, and
mentioned the
it's
other
just
former 49er, DeForest Buckner. He had 2 sacks in this
DeForest
game.
Buckner. He's a problem. Still one of the best interior defensive linemen in the league. Zaire Franklin, one of the best Mike backers in football. This team is very scary. Now, the only thing is the playoffs. We've seen
Yep.
Daniel Jones perform in the playoffs, D'Lo.
Yep.
We've seen him do it. I think this team is going to win the AFC South. They're going to win the AFC South. And I don't even think that's a question anymore, especially with the way that the other teams are playing. They're going to run away. They might win this division by next week. Now, obviously, that's not possible, but Colts are going to win this division. Now, is Daniel Jones going to be able to compete and play well in the playoffs? Can he protect the football in the playoffs? Can he not make dumb plays in the playoffs like we've seen him make before? Now, he has won a playoff game. He's won a playoff game before. So he has
And then
playoff
he got
experience.
paid. And then he
And then he got paid. And then he got shipped off. So Dano thinks that the Cowboys are going to win the NFC East. So,
Yeah, all right.
yeah, one can dream.
Yeah, all right. One can dream.
One can dream.
One can definitely
I think
dream.
the Cowboys have the same chances to winning the NFC East as the Suns do to get the number 1 seed.
But listen, the thing with the Colts is that if I'm just gonna skip past it, dude.
just saying.
The thing with the Colts is that if Jonathan Taylor continues to run how he's running, I don't think you have to trust Daniel Jones to do anything. If he continues to run the ball at the level that he's running, play action is inevitable, and Daniel Jones can hit a wide open receiver in space. And that's all you
Yeah.
need him to do.
That's it.
It's all dependent on JT at this point.
100%.
Just like we say, the Green Bay Packers run off of Josh Jacobs, the Indianapolis Colts run off of JT.
Yep.
And when he
That's
starts
that,
to
that
slow down, I think that's when the team starts to slow down because then you have to start trusting Danny Dimes and
D'Lo. The only thing that worries me is the health of JT. He's had injury problems. Oh, and D'Lo looks like he got disconnected. Either that or he just decided to quit the podcast. So, while we wait for David Largo to come back in, there he is.
that's awkward.
There he is. That was a
Very
little awkward.
Yeah, don't know
A
what
little
happened
awkward.
there.
It's
Don't know
okay.
what happened.
We can
It's
skip
fine.
past that. But no, D'Lo, I think that's the biggest thing is if Jonathan Taylor can stay healthy, this team has a chance to win any game against any team. Genuinely. So that is going to close out this show, this episode, D'Lo. I hope everybody enjoyed. And of course, I appreciate you, brother, for hopping on with me as you normally do. Of course, you do a fantastic job. That's why we're trying to build this podcast. We're trying to build and entertain people and make people smile, laugh, and hug or cry. So, as I've said a few times before, but that's going to close out the show. As always, nobody else is going to tell you you matter. I love you. You have a purpose. You have value. All you have to do is go find it. You woke up this morning. You are breathing, which means you need to be grateful and let other people know that you're grateful for them. You appreciate them. We love you, as D'Lo is doing. Oh, I appreciate you, Dano. See, what a great guy. That's my dog. I ain't seen him in a while, but that's my dog, my boy Dano. But see, John Holiday, I
Love that guy.
I can't wait to see John. I can't wait to see John again, dude. I miss John so much. That's my dog. That's my fucking dog. But appreciate those who specifically, John and Dano. And then appreciate anybody else who happened to tune in during the show and who is watching after we're live. But once again, D'Lo, shout out you, my dog. We'll see you Friday. We'll be back Friday previewing week 8 and whatever's happening.
I go 5-0 again. I go 5-0 again.
No, not gonna happen. Not gonna happen. You know what? I might just pick a game so that I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but I'm gonna sabatage you somehow.
See,
Yeah.
you can't though because I picked the controversial games.
This is David's papa.
Yep.
Oh, love that.
And that's what he was talking about them Cowboys because he is a Cowboys.
See. We love you again. You matter. You have value. You have purpose. And I am going to go sleep for a very long time. And as always, it's nice to be important, but it's much, much more important to be nice. We love you. You all have a great night. We'll be back Tuesday to preview week 8 of the NFL season and the NBA, first week of the NBA season.
Like, comment, subscribe.
Gotta find my way to